The cosmic laws are based upon the fundamental principle of the existence of cosmic consciousness, which is the cause and the reason of all things manifested. By fundamental principle, we do not mean a deity or a being but an abstract power, an absolute principle. Harness the 7 cosmic laws and you shall be the conqueror of nature instead of its slave. 1. The law of order. There is no such thing as inharmony, disorder, or chance but always a manifested law in the universe. From the atoms to the sun, matter to energy, and lowest to highest, there is order or a sequence to everything. That is to say that everything in the universe is a perfect mathematical equation, following out its sequence. Every event is linked in the cosmic events of things. That everything is a part of the universe. You are a part of the universe, a piece in a giant puzzle. When something happens, there is always a reason for it. There is order in the universe. Fate and destiny. But if there's no accidents, then is everything we do predetermined by fate? And if it is, then what's the point of living? Fortunately, there's no such thing as fate or destiny. You, alone, create your reality through the 7 cosmic laws. No one knows your destiny, not even cosmic consciousness, but you. Here's an example. If you are wounded and no one comes to heal you, you are fated to die. But if you are wounded and you are treated, you are fated to live. There's nothing mysterious that says that because of fate, you are going to die no matter what. According to the law of order, if you treat the wound, you live. The 2nd cosmic law, the law of analogy. Since the law of order states that there is no inharmony, it also follows that everything agrees with each other. There is an agreement of correspondence between all various forms of manifestations. What is true of man is also true for the universe. What is true of atom is also true for the sun. What is true of matter is also true for energy. Studying atoms and molecules is the same as studying the solar system. Therefore, by knowing yourself you shall have known the universe. Cosmic consciousness will. Many people believe, in theory, that God creates the universe in order to amuse himself. But it is important to realize that as above, so below, the cosmic consciousness is also present within ourselves. And so we ask ourselves, why do we wish not to die? It is because we want to live. No, we must live. And so it is also true for cosmic consciousness. Cosmic consciousness must manifest in order to live and be conscious. Nothing is done without reason or for some petty amusement. Take a knife against your chin and your subconscious mind will fight to stop you. Just as there is an urge for life within yourself, so does cosmic consciousness has an urge for life within itself and its universe. The 3rd cosmic law, the law of sequence. Not only is everything in order, and that all higher and lower forms of manifestation are in agreement, there must also be a cause and effect. Nothing happens by chance. Everything has a before and after relation. Nothing is independent of each other. Man is always interacting with the environment and the environment always interacting with man. We are all dependent on one another. So it follows that interacted events begins with a cause and ends in effect. Prediction of the future. Through the law of sequence, we can know our past and future. Future is always determined by the past and the decision of the present. Because, naturally, the future is not set in stone. Therefore, it does not exist yet. But, by analyzing the past and recognizing that the actions of the past carries into the present, we see future's fate. Even for prophecies that predicts accurate futures. Their gift of foresight brought them to the spiritual plane, but even the spiritual plane analyzes the past to give future's prediction. There is always a cause and effect for something. And that cause comes from one's past actions or the community's past actions. By knowing our past and making decision in the present, we change the future. The 4th cosmic law. The law of rhythmic vibration. Everything has a rhythm. Everything has vibration. Nothing is solid. All physical, mental, or of energy are vibrations. Quantum physics has confirmed that everything vibrates as subatomic particles and quarks. Everything moves. Everything is in constant motion. In rhythm, everything moves back and fro, from one pole to another. Not only is there order in the universe, that all forms of vibration are in agreement, and that there is cause and effect, but that there is constant change. What is rhythm? Rhythm is movement measured by the beats of a metronome. Everything moves to its own beat, it has its own rhythm. The human heart has a rhythm. When you breathe in and out from your lungs. The rise and fall of tides. Day becomes night and night becomes day. You work and then you rest. You rest so you can work. Everything is constantly moving, and they are moving back and forth in a rhythmic pattern. Number 5, the law of balance. Everything comes back to equilibrium in the universe. One thing is there to balance out the other side. Everything has a price and it is paid in balance. And that is why the law of order states that all is in harmony and order and that there is no disorder. Why all forms of manifestation are in correspondence with each other. It is how the law of sequence are brought into effect. And how it moves back and fro in rhythmic vibration. All vibrations, physical, astral, mental, and spiritual, has a counterbalance to bring everything to equilibrium. The law of balance says that what you put out will be compensated of equal force. All of nature has the same law of balance. Animals eat plants and breathes its oxygen for life. When the animal dies, plants disintegrates the animal and nourishes from them. Thus, giving nature balance in life. Law of compensation. In the mind and spirit, balance becomes compensation. Nothing is given for free. That is to say, we cannot have our cake and keep our penny at the same time. We must always give up one thing to attain another. For someone to win, someone else must lose. This we cannot deny. For every good, there is its evil. For every sweet, there is its sour. For everything you have missed, you gained something else. Nature truly hates monopolies. Thus, there will always be two polar opposites to equal the playing field. If you become too much of anything, nature puts you out of the game. An excess of anything becomes an illness and, worse, an end to one's life. So in balance and compensation, moderation is everything. The sixth cosmic law, the law of cycles. The secret of evolution is found in the law of cycles. Everything moves in a circle. The law of cycles agree that everything is in harmony, that what is above is the same as what is below, that everything happens by sequence, that all things are vibration in rhythm, and that there is balance to the universe. For the universe to be in balance and move in rhythm, it must move in a circular trend. That is how they go back to its original point, to its equilibrium. Cycles functions like this. Hate breeds revenge. Revenge seeks to destroy. Destruction causes hate. Animals eat plants. Plants nourishes dead animals. Action causes reaction. Reaction causes action. Life will always go around and around in a circle. You cannot escape this circle as long as you are part of nature's game. Spiritual evolution. But the way to escape this circle and to evolve is to transmute the circle into a spiral. Only the wise and strong can evolve the circle into the spiral. When one's path is set on spiral, their growth is exponential. The direction of the spiral reaches you to one point, the cosmic consciousness. This is spiritual evolution. The seventh and final cosmic law, the law of opposites. Everything has its opposite. There is male and female. There is up and down. There is truth and untruth. But for every male, there is a female within. With every truth, there is an untruth. And vice versa. In the law of balance, we have briefly mentioned that there is an opposing force to balance the universe. Those opposing forces are opposite in nature. And it is through polarity that will bring nature equilibrium. We have known that from the law of order, law of sequence, and law of analogy that everything is one with each other. So it is true that polar opposites are but different poles of the same thing. East and west are seen as polar opposites, but if you were to look on a map, where does east stops and west begin? Hot and cold are seen as polar opposites, but they are really the same temperature and opposite end of the thermostat. Here is where we find that no matter what we find, there will always be something that opposes it. You find evidence and counter-evidence for all that you look for, depending on what you focus on. If you look at love, you will notice hate. If you look at winning, you will notice losing. If you look at light, you will notice darkness. As the saying goes, one man's good is another man's bad, or one man's treasure is another man's trash. Transmutation of polarity. With the law of opposites, you can choose to focus on what you want. If you focus on the negative, you get the negative. If you focus on the positive, you get the positive. Our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual states can change by moving to its opposite state. If you are not in a desirable state at the moment, never fight it or kill the undesirable. Instead, transmute your current state into a positive one. Cosmic laws in practice. When you understand these laws, you will see them everywhere. Know them and you shall become more connected to the universe and control your destiny.